Hey y'all, and welcome back. Today we have Ayana in the chair, and we are just starting by putting heat protectant on her hair. Never ever do any form of heat on your hair without heat protectant. Even if you want to go sit in the sun, wear heat protectant. I did a whole video on ways that the sun can damage your hair and just heat in general. So I'm just going in, and this is my assistant blow drying her hair. My assistant, she is just blow drying her because when I'm in the salon and I have a lot of clients, I need an assistant. I need an assistant to make sure that my clients are prepped for me because it's just too much to do on my own. But I just did a pop up in LA maybe a month and a half ago, and I shampooed and blow dry everyone myself because I only took 4 people a day. So it just depends on what's going on. Sometimes you need help, sometimes you don't. But just as a hairstylist, just be honest if you need help and make sure that you hire really good help that take care of the hair just as good as you would, because if not, the clients are not going to stay. So that's just a little word of advice, when it comes to assisting. So y'all know I'm going in with the very, very worn down hot comb because it's Easter Sunday, and it's not, but it is, because the hot comb gonna always make me think of Easter and just being in the kitchen with my great grandma while she pressed my hair for getting ready for church. And I used to go to a hair salon. It was called Lossie's. It was on 60th Street, 60th and Market in Philly, West Philly. And Lassie was the owner, and there was a lady there named Miss Peggy, and Brenda was Lassie's daughter, one of Lassie's daughters, and Brenda used to do my hair. So Brenda was the one who used to do my hair in all the cool styles. If I wanted waves or French roll or some color spray or some glitter, that's who I wanted to go to. Brenda was the youngest one in the salon. I always wonder where Brenda is and just think about them, because as a hairstylist now, it's like I look back and I'm like, I wonder if I could ever get in touch with them. Now right here, I'm just doing a dust. A dust is when you just take off almost nothing. Ayana basically trimmed her own hair, and just a little fun fact about her. Ayana is a hairstylist herself. I am always so flattered when hairstylists come to me because no matter who you are, it takes a lot of trust to go to a salon and get your hair done. But when you're a hairstylist, it's just even more insane to just choose somebody that you feel like can take care of your hair. And she came through and she was so sweet. She had brought me flowers and we just talked, and actually I featured her in my last issue of Deeper Than Hair magazine because I was just highlighting all HBCU students who became hairstylists. So yeah, I was just so grateful for her just showing up because it always makes me feel really good. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I just always want to know if I could find Brenda. And also, when I was growing up, I grew up on 61st and Catherine in West Philly, and my neighbor, she lived like 3 doors down. Her name was Sheenie. And Sheenie, I just watched her do hair on the block all the time, and watching Sheenie made me want to do hair so bad. And I just want to talk to them. I just want to talk to Brenda. I'm pretty sure I called her Miss Brenda when I was growing up, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. I think she was like in her early 20s or her late teens. I might have just called her Brenda. But anyway, her and Sheenie, I just want to be like, hey y'all, I do hair. You know what I mean? Because they just, they shaped what I wanted to do for the future, and I just would love to talk to them. So if y'all know them, or if you are them, hit me in the comments because I just want to talk to you, girl. So anyway, I am just pulling up her hair just to get all the hair, because the hair that just comes around the bottom perimeter, that's easy to get, but you got to go in there and get all of that hair. You have to pull all that hair up and isolate it and just get those ends off, because if you don't, then you'll have really fresh ends where basically at the bottom of the hair is just like you hold it down at 0 degree. But if you pull it up, you're going to see that it's not even. The bottom can be even, but when you pull it up, you're going to see that it's not. So the only way to get all of those ends is to just pull all that hair out and make sure you hit every end, because if not, that hair is going to break. And like, you ever wear ponytails for years or a really long time, and then that one section where you wear ponytails just seem to be a lot shorter than the rest of your hair? Or if you wear sew-ins or weaves and the part your leave out is just suffering, because not only is it always getting all of the trauma from whatever you're doing to style it, but you also just probably don't isolate that part of the hair and trim it to where it needs to be trimmed. So you just got to be careful when you're taking care of your hair, when you're handling just the traumatized part of the hair. More than anything, just make sure you do focus on different parts of the hair that have gone through the most, and make sure that now I've done trims on my hair or gotten trims, and then you pull your hair up and you just go and find a split in here and there, because it's impossible. It's so many strands of hair, but you want to make sure that you do exactly what you can. So she's getting her hair feathered today. So I'm just going in section by section with my flat iron. Now, my last video, 2 weeks ago, because I didn't post last week because of the Oscars. Whenever it's a big award show, Super Bowl, anything like that, and I'm posting consistently, I always skip those weeks because most people are watching TV. So I'm just like, I'll just wait till next week when, people are back on YouTube. So I put up a video last week, 2 weeks ago, about what happened with my products. So I just want to tell everyone who watched that video and commented and gave me a lot of support and uplifted me, thank you so much. It just was such a heavy weight off my shoulder to be able to be transparent and talk to y'all about it. And then it just felt like a warm hug with everybody being so supportive and letting me know that whenever it gets back on track, that you guys will all be here. And I love that for me, and I love that for y'all, because I'm going to come back so much better than ever. And I'm just so grateful to have built a community here and on IG. I'm not really on TikTok like that, and I want to be, but oh my goodness. Are y'all on TikTok? I know y'all are, because once TikTok really got popular, YouTube kind of like, I ain't going to say YouTube fell off, but it kind of slowed down, So tell me where y'all hang out the most so I can make sure, because if y'all feel like I need to be on TikTok, like... Oh God, just tell me to do it and I will, because I'll do it for y'all. If nothing else, I'll just consider y'all and be like, I gotta do it for my folks. So yeah, let me know what the deal is with that. As you see, and I know I talk about this and that going near every video, but I'm just doing one pass. Any type of iron or heat tool that you're using, one pass is it. One pass is all you need. As long as you do a slow, steady pass over the hair, you will never need to go over the hair twice with any heat tool. You're already, like, when you blow dry, you're already going over and over the hair with the blow dryer. So you don't need to go over and over the hair with the flat iron or a curling iron. Unless you have one of those irons that just don't get hot or doesn't get hot enough, I would just say switch your iron out to an iron that at least goes up to 450. And some hair you don't need to turn your iron all the way up to 450, because everybody's hair doesn't need that much heat just to get it straight. But one pass is all you need, because once you start doing multiple passes over the hair, then it's going to break down your curl pattern, and you don't want to break down your curl pattern. Ayana, when she came to me, she was telling me how her hair just had went through something where she didn't have her curl pattern anymore, and she used some products to get her curl pattern back. Now, to me, I felt like that was impossible, because once you break down the bonds of the hair, your healthiest, strongest hair has to grow from the scalp. It's hard to get your hair to go back to curly once the bonds are broken. But I also had someone jump in the comments before and was like, no, you really can get the curly hair back. So if you have ever gotten your curly hair back without it being new growth, I want to hear about it. What products did you use? Because that's just something really, really interesting to me, and I would love to hear it. And I'm not saying that in my shady voice. I'm saying it in the teach me something voice, because man, being able to get your hair back curly after the bonds have broken down, that is a big deal to be able to do. So I just want to learn something and also be able to pass the knowledge on to all of my subscribers and all the people who might be going through loss of their curl pattern at the moment. I love the color of her hair. I wore my hair this color in high school. And back when I was telling you about Sheenie, the one who I learned how to do a lot of hairstyles from just watching her as I grew up. Back in the day, like in the 90s, like 94, 95, girls used to take packets of Kool-Aid. No matter what color they wanted to. Girls would take packets of Kool-Aid and they would mix it with a little bit of water and make a paste, and they would put it in their hair like a rinse and dye their hair. That's how much food coloring was in Kool-Aid. You could literally dye your hair. It came out like a rinse, so it was brighter when you were in the sun. But what used to be so funny about girls who dyed their hair with Kool-Aid, whenever they start sweating, it would just be Kool-Aid dripping down their face or Kool-Aid dripping down like their sideburn area. It was like, oh my goodness, your Kool-Aid is dripping. But it was just something that everyone used to do. Me personally, I used to dye my hair with peroxide. I would go in the medicine cabinet and just take a brush and wet the brush and put peroxide on my brush and brush it in my hair. And it made it like a honey blonde. And it was so unhealthy and crazy for me to be doing, but I didn't know any better. Sometimes I'll be like, this age that I am now, if I could just look back and just see what I was doing to my hair, just even the fact that I used to curl my hair every morning before school, we just used to be tearing our hair up, okay? So tell me what you used to do to your hair. Do you remember Kool-Aid dye? Did you used to curl your hair every day? What's the vibes? Like, I want to know about your childhood and your teenage years when it came to that hair trauma. Now, another thing a lot of people ask me is where I'm located. So basically, I'm bi-coastal. I was born and raised in Philly, West Philly, and 8 years ago, I moved to Los Angeles. And people always be like, I didn't know you lived here. Even like when I'm out at parties and stuff and the celebrities see me, they be like, oh my God, you live here? Or how long you going to be here? And I'm like, I live here. I've been paying to live in Los Angeles for 8 years. Now, back, I want to say like maybe 7 years ago, 6 years ago, I retired. I told a story about why I retired a while back, but I'll explain it again one day. But anyway, the point of this story is to say that I don't do hair in the salon consistently. I only do pop-ups. So when people are like, where are you located or how can I make an appointment with you? The only way that I take appointments is I go online every couple of months and I announce a pop-up, and I do it via Instagram. So that's where I post it. If you guys want me to start posting it in the community section on YouTube as well, so you can meet me in either Philly or Los Angeles. Sometimes I go to other cities too. I just went to DC and did a 3-day pop-up in October, November, I think. Um, I've done pop-ups in Atlanta. I've done pop-ups in New York. I just said DC. So I think that might be it. Atlanta, DC, New York, clearly Philly, because that's where my salon is. My salon, Deeper Than Hair. And then Beverly Hills. So a lot of people ask me to come to Texas, and in some of these cities I know you might want to come to me, but I also have recommendations. So if you live in a city, I might know somebody that's really good in your city, but more than likely I don't, because the only people that I know that are really good are some of my friends that I follow on Instagram who just do some really beautiful, healthy hair, like Eclectic Vibes in Houston. She's so amazing. So, a lot of people like, will you ever come to Texas? Will you ever come to Washington State? Will you ever come to Vegas? Did I do a pop up in Vegas before? I think I wanted to, but I never did. But people ask me to come to certain cities, but I'm just letting y'all know that I am always in Philly or Los Angeles. So if you are close to one of those and can get there when I do a pop-up, just look out for my announcements. In the beginning of my YouTube videos, I put my Instagram name right at the bottom left hand side of the screen. Follow me and you will always see when I post my pop-ups. All right. I hope that helps, because I know how important it is for some of you guys to get to me. And I would love, love, love to do your hair when it's time for my pop-ups, because I've met such amazing people. And I love getting everybody on the road to recovery, even if I can't consistently always do your hair, because sometimes I'm doing movies and shows, and sometimes I'm just working on something different. But when it's time for the pop-up, I would love, love, love to do your hair. People also come in my DM on Instagram and shoot their shot, like, hey, can I get my hair done? I don't mind, you can film me. And I'm like, okay. Or they'll come in there in my DM and tell me their story, and I'll listen to their story, and I'm like, come on in, and they'll just come. So it doesn't always have to be a pop-up. Sometimes I just hear a story that resonates with me, and I'll let them come in to get their hair done, and we just move forward like that. Look at the glass. I'm so sad the glass is not available right now, but man, I can't wait. I'm so excited for y'all. And like I said in my last video, if you didn't watch it so you can know what's going on. Look at how shiny her hair is. It's so pretty. But yeah, I just watch my last video if you need the scoop on what happened. And then again, I also said in that video that as I work on my rebrand, I want to include you guys with the rebrand and just take y'all through everything step by step. So yeah, I'm just wrapping her hair right now, because the vibes. I'm about to put a plastic cap on her. I used to do saran wrap. I don't do saran wrap anymore because it flattens the hair out too fast. So I like to do the cap because it gives it a little wiggle room for the hair to still stay super fluffy, but it's going to lay everything down and make her wrap super perfect. Now, once you finally get that knot in the cap, because it's going to drive you nuts, you might get it in one whop, or it might take you a half hour like it do me. But just spin it a little bit so those last little tiny bit of hairs can just lay and get all the air out of it, and put your client or yourself under the dryer, hooded dryer, on cold air for 10 minutes. Do not do hot air, because you're going to sweat your hair out, y'all. It's going to be such a sad day, because you're going to have to put heat to it again just to get it back straight. And that's the last thing we want to do, is double heat. So just make sure that that air is cold. And if you don't have a hooded dryer, use the cold air on your blow dryer if you want to, just to get the same effect, because everybody doesn't have a hooded dryer at home. But whatever you do, just make sure that the air is cold, okay? And don't do it without air at all, because you'll still sweat if you sit there without air. And now we're done. You see how beautiful those feathers are laying? Oh my God, so pretty, so shiny, so healthy. The color is beautiful. And yeah, she is ready to go. Her hair was beautiful and healthy when she came in. It was literally nothing that needed to be corrected. Maybe just a little bit of that trim needed to be touched up. But other than that, she is fire, okay? One thing I love the most after I finish someone's hair is a super big smile, okay? Ayana looks happy. I'm happy with the outcome. And as always, I want to end my video by saying thank y'all so much for watching my videos, for sharing them, for learning something, for giving me feedback and teaching me stuff because I learn from you guys too. And I will see you guys next week with a new video. And you guys are the absolute best. Bye.